measurement. It's a measurement o'clock. It's about 11 p.m., something like that. I haven't trained. Did legs yesterday, arms the day before. Today's a rest day. So the muscles are completely flat. And I did eat a crap ton of junk food. Carved up, I guess. Anyways, enough bullshitting around. Halfway through, I started at 18 inches. We're 92 days in out of 185. It's roughly 6 months. And let's do it. I don't have high hopes. They feel a little bit bigger, but I don't think, yeah, they're pretty much still 18, maybe a sliver above. Maybe a 1/16 of an inch increase. I don't know if you can see it. Try to get it around the thickest part of my arm without fucking fudging the measurement. Yeah, maybe there. Maybe the one notch above 18. Maybe if I flex really hard, yeah. 1/16. Fuck. 3 months of work, 1/16 of an inch. Here's what they look like. There's a downlight, like right here. You know, a lot of people don't realize the effect that lighting and angles can have. And if you stand with a light above you, for most poses, it'll enhance the shadows and definition of your muscles. But for the front double bi, I think it's actually better to have a light coming from the side, like a natural light or even like a ring light or something. My point being is that I'm not standing, if I stand back from the overhead light, this is just like a general regular lighting shot. It's the point of my ramble. And this is what the pipes are looking like. Halfway through the quest, and I put on 1/16 of an inch, so I gotta do 15/16 of an inch in the remaining 3 months. So we gotta really turn things around. We gotta turn the tide, change our course. One thing I'll note, leg day yesterday. The dumpy is absolutely fried. One thing to note though is that I did notice leading up to hitting the 18 inches, which was my original goal that took 11 years to accomplish, starting at like 14 and a half or something. But when I hit that in October of 2023, something I noticed is that my measurement for my arms would fluctuate, maybe like 1/4 of an inch, depending on the time of day, not counting pump. Like obviously with a pump, probably goes up by 1/2 inch or something like that. But just depending on if I got a good sleep, what I've eaten, if I've rested well, if I'm sweating, whatever, just like blood flow, general fullness seems to like kind of fluctuate throughout the day. And depending on what time of day I would measure, my arms would be like 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch bigger, depending. So I think when I did hit that measurement, I think my arms were like 17 3/4 to 18 inches in that kind of bandwidth, depending on the time of day that you measure them. Obviously, like first thing in the morning, you're kind of flat, right? Would be a good example. And so I think that I have probably added more than just a 1/16 of an inch. I think going from that 17 3/4 to 18, it was a legit 18-inch measurement when I finally hit the target, but I did measure like a couple weeks after, and it was like slightly under 18, and I measured again in a few weeks, and it was like under 18 again, and then the next measurement was 18, so it was still sort of like in that bandwidth. The whole point of this freaking ramble is to say that I think that specifically for the measurement that it does fluctuate some, and I've measured my arms a couple times over the past few months, but not like an official measurement that I was going to record and film. And they've consistently been over 8 or at 18 or slightly above every time. So all of that to say that maybe a little silver lining is that I may have actually put on more than a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a 1/4 of an inch in 3 months. And the remaining 3 months, hopefully I can turn that up a bit. And if we got to 18.5 inches by the end of the 185 days, that would still be sick. And I'm going to keep it going until I hit 19 inches regardless. But I just wanted to put a time on it instead of just being like 19-inch arms by who knows when. And there's a lot less pressure if you just leave it vague, right? So I was like, okay, maybe the 6 month was a little ambitious, but regardless, at least there's a time, there's pressure, I'm tracking. And so far, we're not on pace, but that's okay. I'm going to keep pushing. Yeah, once I'm done school, I think that will help in terms of just my energy demand and my recovery. A lot of times I'm not making excuses, but I've noticed that my ability to recover is a little bit affected being in school and having just a lot of different commitments going on and stress. Not that it's like a super stressful thing, but at this point, like maximizing my recovery is going to be really important. And I think once I get out of school and I can focus primarily just on content and trainings, that's what I'm going to do. I think that I will hopefully be able to kick it up a notch and be able to recover a little bit better and put a little bit more energy into the sessions. I'll just have a little bit more energy for training and the whole process in general, which I think is something to be aware of if you're working out. And I just think if you have a lot of things going on, it's going to be really hard to prioritize like significant amounts of muscle gain. You could still be in shape, you can still make progress 100%. But I think if you're really trying to push yourself, you're staying natural, and you're trying to push yourself to your genetic limit, I think that you just got to be doing everything right. And one of those things is recovery. And I've just noticed that the more I do, and then like if I'm really busy and if I don't sleep well and I'm stressed, I got all stuff going, it's just like my body just in the session, I don't have as much energy going in. Afterwards, I'm not resting enough to recover, and overall, it just doesn't seem like my body grows as much. And then in the times when I'm not, like for example, this past summer, I saw significant progress, and even into the fall, because school was not as serious for September, and then maybe halfway through October is when it heated up, and I've kind of just been a bit slammed since. But yeah, in those previous months, I saw a lot more progress because I had less commitments, I had less things going on. It was a bit easier to train harder, to recover. So it's not an excuse, but I think it is like an objective observation that I've got like another month, maybe 5 weeks left, maybe a little more than 5 weeks, and then I'll be a free bird. And hopefully the end of the 6 months, I'll be able to maybe rev up my progress and we can get 18.5, or who knows, maybe I'll go fucking Super Saiyan. We'll still hit the target. I wouldn't give up hope yet, but thanks for watching. There's an update and a little ramble sesh. Have a great day. Peace.